Demon blood falls like urine onto the ground, an obscene drip that gnaws at the boards and forms pools of black night right where it rests. I see my face in the puddles, and even though it's distorted to the point of mutilation, I don't look away. Anything is better than looking at his face. Subscribe to the channel, longing for Constantine to finally close his eyes, knowing that his last minutes wouldn't be pleasant. It wouldn't be worse than a stomach full of holy water, John replied, infuriating the first one. The demon promised that he would kill him every minute of every day forever. But Constantine seemed to dismiss his words, saying he'd have to wait in line to claim his soul. The room grew dark and the second of the fallen emerged, demanding his right over Constantine. The first one refused to give up John's soul. He claimed ownership by insult, but the other had an unbreakable contract. Then the third of the fallen appeared, claiming his prize. Satan ordered his brother furiously to return to hell, but he did not obey. Constantine had also sold his soul to this demon, and the third one had no intention of letting him escape. The second one also reminded them he had a contract. And once again, the first one shouted angrily that he was the one who should keep John because of the great offense he had committed. His brothers asked what this insult had been, which had been so serious as to claim the soul in this way, but Satan did not want to answer. Then John interrupted them, saying that while they were both drinking and distracted, he switched their beer for holy water. The first one was not only enraged, but was also being humiliated in front of his brothers. The second and third couldn't stop laughing. With the little strength he had left, Constantine stood up, reminding those two that they had also been deceived. So greedy, so blinded by haste that they didn't even realize their soul had already been condemned. Both of them had an equal contract. They were tricked as if they were beginners, and the first one was mocking that. The tension between the brothers was growing. They were threatening each other with intentions of starting a battle and destroying the balance of hell. John Constantine gave them an ultimatum. If he let go of his wrist, he would die, and they wouldn't get his soul. The death of this cursed human was the problem. His soul belonged to all three, and someone had to take it. The demons wouldn't give in, and going to war was the other alternative, but destroying each other would guarantee victory for their enemies. In the end, the first one spoke. Constantine's feat was impossible for any other mortal. They had to stay silent. Even though their pride had been trampled, John knew they only had one option left to keep his soul away from them, but the devil kept trying to find another solution. The decisive moment came when Constantine opened a second wound on his wrist, immediately collapsing to the ground. He was dying. In the distance, there's a sound resembling rain falling on a roof. My blood is on the wall. I'll die in 15 seconds. If I wake up, it'll be on Earth because I'll have forced their hand. Or in an eternal, mindless sky where the adversaries will have destroyed each other. I'm starting to stop thinking. The second one was begging for his life to be spared. The third claimed he wasn't afraid of war. Then the first one made a decision. He went to the dying Constantine and told him he would heal his wrist and his cancer. He accepted defeat but vowed to make John suffer greatly. With his bare hands, the devil opened John's chest. He couldn't even scream. He just felt each of his ribs breaking. He felt his organs being moved to make space and remove his tumor. His heart was slammed against his spine, his lungs incinerated and replaced with new ones. The wounds on his wrist were sealed. With the heat from his finger, Constantine writhed on the ground and was burned by the flames of hell. A bag of burning flesh lay motionless on the ground for a few seconds. Then a blinding light flooded the room, and there he was, reborn. Suffering from what they did to him, but that was nothing compared to the dagger that John had plunged into the demons. Right in their pride, El Diablo addressed the bastard once again, more than anything else he had ever desired in his existence. More than the heart of Christ on a silver platter, more than bathing in the blood of angels with God drowning in filth. He wanted to kill him once and for all, but Constantine stopped him cold. No, you won't do it. You won't kill me even once, my friend. In fact, I think you'll try to keep me whole. As soon as I die, the soul will have to be collected, right? If I fall, war will break out and all will suffer, but life will still be good. With the three watching over me, John turned around, lit a cigarette, and thought about how he had become the most hated man in history. He still had a reputation to uphold. He turned to look at them and flipped off the three demons, savoring his victory with a mocking smile on his face. Thank you.